Is The Fall Guy sleeper hit of the year? Let's find out on Back from the Vault. Hey guys, welcome to Back from the Vault. I'm Nate, and today I'm going to talk about The Fall Guy, starring Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, directed by David Leitch of Deadpool 2 fame. So this movie is based on an old TV show from the 80s. It's one that I knew nothing about. I still am a little unfamiliar, but this movie is basically just following a stuntman, and it has this web of conspiracy and lies. But this movie, this 4K specifically, has an extended cut. That's the one I watched, was the extended cut. It's got the theatrical and the extended and a Blu-ray, but I watched that extended cut. Now, what I can say about this movie is I feel like it's too long. It's a fun ride. The whole movie is very fun, but it is very long, and there's a lot of scenes that I felt like shouldn't have been in this movie. There are times in this movie where things aren't happening. You're just watching Ryan Gosling be Ryan Gosling. Now, that's not a bad thing. Ryan Gosling is great. Ryan Gosling is very, very great in this movie. Emily Blunt blew me away. I've not seen many movies where I'm a huge fan of Emily Blunt, but I think she did incredible in this movie. Now, this movie it's an action comedy, but there are scenes of romance that are thrown in. Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt have this very romantic relationship throughout the movie, and there are a lot of scenes that I really liked with the two of them in it, but I think this movie falls a little flat. Now, I say that because no one takes anything seriously. There are times where Ryan Gosling has a gun to his head and he's cracking jokes and like laughing and stuff. There are times where Ryan Gosling's got katanas being, he's being slashed at by katanas, and he's making jokes. I don't think that they really took any of this stuff seriously in this movie, and I think if this was a real person being put in these situations, they would for sure take that stuff seriously. Now, that doesn't discredit the movie. I think the movie is very fun. I think it has stuff in it for the whole family. There are all kinds of moments in this movie where me and my wife, we talked about how we would love to show this to our son when he gets older. So there are plenty of moments in this movie where I think kids would have a lot of fun. I think, everyone can have fun with this movie. There are plenty of elements to this movie that are very fun. Now, what I mean by this movie taking too long to get to the plot. About an hour and a half in, we get our first real big story moment. But for the most part, before that, it's just the dynamic between Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling. So you don't really see a whole lot of the story. You see the story between them two, the subplot. But the main focus of the story is essentially Ryan Gosling is a stuntman for, I'm blanking on his name, Aaron Taylor Johnson. He's a stuntman for Aaron Taylor Johnson, and Aaron Taylor Johnson has gone missing. So Ryan Gosling, coming back from an injury, has to now go find Aaron Taylor Johnson so that he can play in this movie and he can be his stuntman. Ryan Gosling in this movie is fun. He's so fun. Emily Blunt is fun. Aaron Taylor Johnson is the asshole, the guy that you want to hate, and you grow to hate him. He's horrible, but I think that's his character. He plays it really well. But I think this movie, like I said, it really takes too much time to build up and get to that point. At 2 hours for the original theatrical release, I feel like maybe that would be passable, but for the extended cut at 2 hours and 28 minutes, I want to say, it's a slog at times. I enjoyed this movie. Do I think it's the sleeper hit of the year? Not really. I do think it's fun. I had not known anything about this movie before seeing it on Tuesday and picking it up. It was between this and The Strangers. I winded up buying both. I caved and bought both, but I initially bought The Fall Guy. Watched it, and I had fun. But I can't say that it's as amazing as I've seen people praise it. So I think it's a fun watch, and I think you should see it. You should definitely support this. Ryan Gosling needs to do more roles like this. Ryan Gosling is great. And coming off of Barbie, where he got to be the silly character, it was cool to see him play that character again. So I enjoyed it. I would probably give it like a 3.5 out of 5 or like an 8.5 out of 10 if we're going based off 10. I had fun. I have no knowledge of the original show. When you watch this, stay for those credits. Watch those credits because then you get to see the behind the scenes of making the movie. So I just gave it away. But stay for those credits. You get to watch them shoot a lot of the action sequences in the movie. There's also a really fun post-credit scene. Again, I won't give anything away, but that post-credit scene, stay for that post-credit scene. It's very good. Now, getting into the special features on this release, there's a gag reel, which I don't see a lot of in newer movies. I thought that was very interesting. There are alternate takes. They do the stunts on stunts where they sit there and they break down each stunt. There's even a commentary, I believe, with David Leitch, the director, which that's pretty cool. Not many times you get to see that on a newer release. I mean, every day they're taking out special features on new releases. So I think I can recommend this movie, but do I think it's the best of the year so far? Not at all. I think it flopped. It bombed at the box office, right? I don't think this deserved to bomb. I feel like this movie should have done better than it did. But that's not to say that I think every movie should have a chance. But this movie is good. It's a good movie. So The Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling is fun. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. There's all kinds of fun moments in this movie. Ryan Gosling is incredible in this movie. He's fun. There's a scene where Ryan Gosling is listening to Taylor Swift in the car. I thought that was pretty funny. I'm not a huge Taylor Swift guy, but Ryan Gosling crying in a car to Taylor Swift, that's funny. But yeah, that's about all I can say about The Fall Guy. I do recommend it. It is a fun watch. So be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell below to be notified on all future videos. And we'll see you next time.